Hey guys, my name is Patricia Magliaro, and today I'm going to be discussing how social media has changed the way college students discover music and communicate with artists. I'll also be addressing how these new forms of communication have changed the music industry. People are not only using social media to communicate with one another, but its popular use has affected all facets of our world, including the traditional music industry business model. I think it's important, as consumers, to know how our communication and sharing of music is affecting the industry, whether it be negatively or positively. Based on my personal experiences with social media, I've come to realize that I don't really know when albums or songs are being released unless I see someone tweet about it or artists post something on Snapchat or Instagram. I've witnessed artists become majorly successful based off constant sharing of videos on Facebook and Twitter. I've watched small-town artists' followers increase on the daily and eventually get a record deal based on the views of their posts. I've seen artists like Justin Bieber, Chance the Rapper, Tori Kelly, and many more rise to stardom thanks to the constant use of social media, more specifically in the youth and college students. So let's start from the beginning. In the past, record labels relied heavily on traditional media to promote artists and music, such as radio, television, and magazines, but they're all one-sided forms of communication. Technology is constantly changing the way we listen to music. We started with Thomas Edison's phonograph, to the jukebox, then vinyl and records, to cassettes, to CDs, and now here we are in the digital era with MP3s and downloadable music. With these advancements came major impacts on the industry. Napster was created in 1999, and it was the closest thing we had to social media at the time. The idea behind the site was to create the ability to share files with your friends and family. People began using this to share and distribute music, helping others avoid the cost of CDs. Music sales declined about 53% because of this peer-to-peer file sharing website. U.S. music sales had reached approximately $16.4 billion in 1999, but due to websites promoting piracy, they plummeted to about $6.3 billion by 2009. Napster was widely popular on college campuses, and maybe this is because, the college stereotype of students being broke. That's something I can't prove, but college students contributed to the decline of music sales. iTunes was created in 2003, but music sales were still not up to par. By 2008, 17 million fewer people were purchasing CDs than the previous year, but out of 36 million internet users, 8 million were willing to pay for downloadable music using places like iTunes. By December of 2004, iTunes had sold over 200 million songs, and with iPod's continuing growth in popularity, the iTunes Store had sold over 6 billion songs by January 2009, accounting for 70% of global online music sales. Although the constant changing technology put the industry in a funk, the rise of social media was somewhat of a saving grace. MySpace was the first real social media networking site, created in 2003, and was used to stay connected with friends and family all over thanks to the World Wide Web. Music was a major part of the site, giving users the ability to post music to their site for profile visitors to enjoy, as well as allowing the discovery and sharing of music. A large majority of artists, whether they were mainstream or local, had profiles on MySpace where they could share their music or create promotional posts. Studies on MySpace have shown that users' online activity on social networking sites have a significant effect on music sales. A study done by Chen, Day, and Hugh in 2009 used data collected from artists' promotional activities on MySpace to examine the effects of their online marketing behaviors and how they affected album sales, including friend updates, bulletins, and numbers of connected friends. Their findings suggested that friend updates are more effective in promoting sales than bulletin updates, and the number of friends positively affects the sales. So, in a way, sharing music with friends proved more effective for music sales than promotion by artists or record labels. Why? Perhaps it's because the sharing of music between friends is more personal. It's directed towards us individually. Social media users are using these sites to feel connected on a more personal level with more than just the people they see every day. This two-way form of communication we so desperately crave as human beings is part of the reason why social media has adapted to what it is today, and why it has become such a major part of the music industry. YouTube was formed in 2005, creating the ability of online streaming of music. Music streaming allows people connected to the internet to listen to music without having to own the file source, and it's much cheaper than buying a piece of music, most of the time even free of charge. Artists like Justin Bieber and The Weeknd had their claim to fame thanks to views on videos exploding and becoming viral. More specifically, younger internet users and college students are to thank for this because we constantly shared their videos. Twitter and Facebook were created in 2006, making it possible to stay connected with friends and family, and Twitter even making it possible to connect with your favorite artists and musicians on a daily basis. Whether they were local or mainstream, it became a free form of marketing to use on these social media sites as a way of promoting releases and upcoming performances. It also allowed for a direct form of communication between artist and fan. After seeing posts every day pop up on your timeline from your favorite artists, it sort of begins to feel like you've grown closer and created some sort of bond. Because artists would post self-promoting posts and videos, fans began reposting, responding, and sharing with friends, giving posts more and more views. The social buzz factor grew from this and made music fans feel like part of the talent discovery process. Another study I found explored the relationship between music fans and the artists and how the use of social media to self-promote is used to connect with consumers. Once again, this idea of a direct connection was addressed. The two-sided form of communication helped create a bond between artist and fan. Not only is there this feeling of connection, but the idea of limitless listening options. There are so many talented people in the world, between mainstream artists promoting music to local artists sharing videos and links to new releases or covers. It all leads to the potential increase in music sales. I have witnessed in college students, more so than others, this obsession over the idea of finding artists before they blow up. It has some kind of appeal to it. We as a generation enjoy finding undiscovered talent, being part of a small fandom, and being able to personally communicate with an artist before they become majorly successful and have millions of social media followers. We share videos, we share SoundCloud links, we retweet posts and Man Crush Monday pictures on Instagram. We as a generation are what I like to call a fangirl type, or so I have seen based on personal experience. I think my research has proven this true. I mean, look at so many artists that are taking over the industry today. How did a lot of them get there? Because of social media users, who I might add, are a majority college-age students. Some more artists that got their rise to fame from social media are Shawn Mendes, Carmen, Carly Rae Jepsen, Cody Simpson, James Bay, 5 Seconds of Summer, Alicia Cara, and Charlie Puth, just to name a few. There are so many social networking sites dedicated solely to music and talent discovery, such as Last.fm, iLike, MOG, Spotify, SoundCloud, etc. These websites are used by fans to discover and explore, and by artists and labels to market and promote their new materials. The circumstances have forced the record labels and artists to make full use of the network for their promotions and marketing. Industry players, from small-town artists to hit singers, are beginning to provide full-length streaming of albums and live performances for free on websites like MySpace and YouTube to produce buzz for their latest projects. Their efforts toward diverse online content encourages their followers to interact and engage, which helps increase their visibility and reputation. So, social networking sites have really become such an indispensable tool for music promotions, and they're the reason why the industry is the way it is. Thanks for listening.